me? You can't Niba?
So you pretty much flow with the goal.
I come to the right place now.
Post Rolls Jiu Jitsu podcast.
Welcome back to the Miles and Nick experience, formerly known as, but now the Post Rolls Jiu Jitsu Post Rolls podcast, where we're going to be talking.
No.
After we roll.
It's the Post Rolls Jiu Jitsu podcast. That's terrible.
We're going to fight about that. Because it looks better in a logo with Jiu Jitsu at the top.
It does, but I read it as Post Rolls Jiu Jitsu podcast.
You can do that. That can work that way too. Jiu Jitsu, put in wherever you want to, because we're not always talking about Jiu Jitsu. We're going to be talking about all kinds of different things, entrepreneurial, around Jiu Jitsu business and Jiu Jitsu matches. That's a lot of Jiu Jitsu already.
That's true. I mean, I guess we could always just call it the Post Rolls podcast. I edited our first episode, and there was probably about 30 minutes of Jiu Jitsu content for an hour 30 of a podcast.
I mean, that's we all get to roll enough. I mean, really, I think the exciting thing about post rolls is how your mind engages after you roll. So we could be talking about a lot of things. I think one of the things we could talk about today is who we're going to have on the podcast, who we're excited to reach out to and join us.
You know what? You know who is known for coming on small, like insignificant podcasts?
Yeah.
Do you know?
No.
Gary V. He, like, if you message him, he'll he might not.
Yeah.
But sometimes he'll be like, yep. And he'll be on like these tiny podcasts.
That would be crazy.
I know.
Especially if we include entrepreneurial like aspects.
Yeah.
Would make a lot of sense for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're going to invite him on to talk about jiu-jitsu.
I mean, everybody's doing jiu-jitsu these days. I bet he is too. It would be tough to I was going to say it'd be tough to rein in his ego, but everybody's doing it, man. Zuckerberg's doing it. Musk is doing it.
I think he's like talked about how like he doesn't do it. He hates exercising.
Does he?
Yeah. So this is a few years out of date. I don't know if he still does this, but I know that what he does do is he pays a trainer a salary to just be available at all times.
In case.
And travel with him. Like if he's in New York City, his trainer's in New York City, and he might hit you up whenever because he's such a like his schedule is crazy.
Yeah.
So he might call you. You might have 3 days to just chill in New York City, or he might call you at 1 a.m. and be like, "All right, let's get a workout in." Yeah.
Amazing.
And then they said that like one of the guys so I guess he gets a new one periodically.
Yeah. You can't just keep doing that. It's kind of an unfulfilling lifestyle, honestly.
Yeah.
As a trainer.
I think like every year or something, he hires a new guy.
Yeah.
But then, so I was listening to an interview with one of the guys that had that job previously. And he was saying sometimes like he'll just train for 10, 15 minutes. And I'm like, all right, fuck this.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So I failed you. You'd be disappointed in me.
Oh, no. What'd you do? You didn't take a cold shower today?
I didn't do that. No. So I was like, when we were talking earlier, I was taking a nap when you're on the way. I was trying to. And I woke up and I was like, all right, I already had 2 coffees this morning. I've been in this. I keep doing this to myself where I wake up for 6:30 class and I have to have coffee before I teach. Otherwise, or at least I have to have it to teach my best class.
Yeah.
But then after class, around like 8 to 9, that's my usual coffee time. Okay. But I'm already jacked up. But my addiction's like, no, it's coffee time.
Yeah.
You know? And I usually get my breakfast from a coffee shop, so I always get another coffee. And then at that point, I just have so much caffeine in my system that my brain just goes like, I can't deal with this. We're taking a nap. And I just get really tired. So that's where I was at. And then so I was having trouble getting woken up, and I was like, you know what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go outside in the outside in the front here. Yeah. And I'm gonna just get some sunshine. Yeah. Do some breathing and just get some energy from the sun. Yeah. And I just, I went inside and I handled my problems like a man, which, I abused substances. more coffee. I just put more caffeine in my system.
Amazing. So did you take a nap or no?
I took like a 10-minute kind of drift in and out of consciousness listening to
Goggins.
No, it's like a YouTube
that would have helped
murder mystery thing.
So Goggins, today is January 1st. And of
Is that
course,
International Goggins Day?
I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
That's why Huberman had him on first today. First thing, launches
really?
the podcast. Yeah. To motivate yourself. And you know, my favorite thing about it, just to switch up, is that he has sympathy for no one.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I listened to the Rogan podcast for sure. And I've listened to tons of his stuff, but he's talking about now the majority of what he's doing is learning to be a paramedic and learning medications and learning the body and the algorithms of the body and how to save people when they're having trouble. And he is obsessed with it. And he talked about his learning, and he is such a bad learner, which I really related to because I have a bad short-term memory and, you know, undiagnosed ADHD, and as does he. And he has to write down everything that like a page that he's going over. He has to write it, rewrite it for even a couple days. And that's why he has zero sympathy for anybody, because he says his ability to learn is the worst. His body's beat up. He's had a ton of knee surgeries. So his body's the worst. His mind's the worst. And, but he persists.
Man, well, more people need to hear about him. I mean, a ton of people have, but sometimes I feel like it's like the wrong people have heard about him. Like it tends to be like the people that are into him are kind of the people that are already kind of, you know, tilted in that direction.
Yeah.
But, you know, because he has, or not has now, but has had kind of every hurdle that you can have to overcome.
It sounds awful.
You know?
He had no support. He just, I mean, he has trauma from it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, like no, you know, connections necessarily. Like when he was a kid, he was a, you know, fat dude.
Yeah.
You know, depending on, you know, people have different thoughts on this, but whatever people's thoughts are, you know, he's a black dude. So potentially that's, well, I mean, potentially that's how do you say, like
a hurdle.
Yeah, it's something you have to further overcome.
For sure.
What I mean? Some people would disagree with that, but some people would agree with it. But, and I'm not saying that I think one way or the other, but you know, he has that, regardless of what you thought. He has that. He is that.
Yeah. It's very
I might
diplomatic.
cut that out. And then, you know, he has learning disabilities, no father figure. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And
all of it.
He's done so much more than me.
Yeah. Well, he's in his 50s. He's 49, I think.
That's true. He's had more time than me.
So yeah. So you're gonna get there, buddy. You're doing a great job. You have a lot of irons in the fire.
That's true.
More than me. So you're my inspiration.
Thank you.
Think about where I am. I mean, if you're my inspiration, what am I doing over here?
Well, we'll see if the irons turn into anything. But I have a last podcast I was telling you about me and my buddy that have like a sense of humor where we kind of just we make light of bad situations.
You have to, yeah.
And he when he turned 30 a few years ago, he's a little older than me, so this must have been 3 years ago. He turned 30, and I brought him a birthday cake, and it said, "You should have accomplished more by this age."
On the cake. Yeah. Nice. That's a very intentional. That's just not a card. That's like a baker.
Yeah.
He's probably right.
I got it done at Costco. They laughed. He laughed. He of
course.
He knew it was funny. And it's funny because he actually has done a lot. He's a great guy. So if he was actually a loser, then it'd be sad. But
right. It's a weird balance. I was talking about this with somebody this morning because there is a lot. We have access to a lot of things that are quite fulfilling. And, you know, if your libido's high, there's a lot of distractions in this world. And what should you focus on? High? Well, yeah, that's quite a distraction, right? So this comes from somebody that I mean, I do a lot of ice baths and
it's a distraction, but for me, it's not very time consuming.
It's not. So maybe that's the secret. Like a lion, just 15 seconds every 18 minutes for a good half day, and then you're good for the week. I'm pretty sure that's how lions do it.
Did you get that information from anywhere, or did you just feel that?
That my testosterone is higher. That's how lions.
That's how lions do.
No, I've heard that before.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, because it was very interesting to me. I'm like, wow, I mean, that's not, that's not my style, but I can see how it's effective.
Yeah, for sure. It's time efficient, definitely. Anyways, let's get back on track. We were talking about who you want to have on the podcast.
Goggins. And who's on the podcast? Yeah. So our goal for this, we've realized what a wonderful mental clarity that you have and camaraderie that you have after rolling. Mm-hmm. So post rolls, we want to chat with people. Maybe we chat with them right after. Maybe we shower. Maybe we
shower.
I think we shower. Yeah, I think we shower too. Maybe we shower and then like go eat and like chat at the same time or something like that. But some sort of it'd be nice to have a reference where we had already trained with people, and it's a good excuse to go train with people too. Like I do that at my house when if I do private lessons for breath work, and the person's a jiu-jitsu person, then they got to train with me. They got to train with me first. So
yeah.
So just for fun.
It breaks walls.
It does. It breaks down walls. It gets you to know a little bit about somebody. Mm-hmm. And I was just thinking about the other day, I'm doing a retreat in April at Grapplers Retreat. I'll be the main instructor. And
not me.
I know you could be there, but you're busy. You got other irons in the fire. Literally. But I was thinking, I've been to multiple of them. And that first, we do an intro where we're all already in our no-gi or gi attire. And then we do an intro where it's kind of slow because you're kind of walking around and talking to everybody's sort of giving a little tidbit. And then we go right into instruction usually. And it's quite awkward that transition from like, okay, well then let's do some instruction. Because we don't want to, I guess you don't want to make people warm up or anything. Mm-hmm. And what I just realized the other day, because I'm thinking about my curriculum, is that we're going to roll. No instruction the first time. After we do the intro, like, okay, let's roll.
Yeah.
And I think that's a super cool way because you get to know people so intimately.
I understand something now because a while ago you covered class for me. And then the guy said, oh yeah, it was weird because we rolled first and then we did moves. And I was like, oh, that is weird. And now I'm guessing that's why you did that.
Well, it was a kind of an intimate class, so it was kind of small.
Yeah.
And so I was considering what to do, and I don't know if that's the best way to do it in a big class, but we rolled first because I wanted to see how I could help these guys.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't really like help them individually. Mm-hmm. So totally, we all rolled. We did like a little round robin action, and I'm like, "Whoa, you suck at that right there!" And I would just take mental notes. And as soon as I hit 3 solid mental notes, we stopped.
Nice.
And then I started with the first one, and we would go through it.
That is the best way to do small classes. That's how I do private lessons. I just feel like we're gonna roll. But usually, like in a private lesson, it'll just be like, I'll roll and then we'll stop, like in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, all right, hold on, we got to fix this, and then we'll work on something. Like, all right, now let's keep rolling.
Yeah.
But that's only for one-on-ones. So for small groups,
that's what I do too.
Definitely, the way that you did it is the way to go.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. Mm-hmm. Keeps you warm too. I do like that though. I like we call it like I think I used to call it active rolling or active teaching, meaning like we're gonna stop if something's just seriously off. We're gonna stop. And where I got that from is Keenan Cornelius had a video. He used to do a voiceover when he would roll with people, but it was a voiceover. And then one time he did a live voiceover. Fucking hilarious.
I think he's done that multiple times.
Oh my God. It is so funny because you can see the look on the other person's face when he gets them into something and he says, now they're thinking about this and I'm going to do this to them. And they're like, what? and then, he's so good at that. I wanted to tell he would be super fun to have on the podcast if he would ever come, but
Keenan?
yeah. But
have you met him?
We know I've met him, but I've never rolled with him or anything.
I've been within 5 feet of him so many times and never talked to him. He's pretty closed off.
I'm going to tell you my meeting him story if I haven't ever.
Oh yeah,
have I not told you?
No, tell me.
Oh my God, it is hilariously embarrassing. It is the funniest to me. It's one of the most ridiculous I ever acted.
Okay,
but we know we know Mika and Andres. And so either one of them.
I don't know Andres, but yeah.
Yeah, Andres is my Latvian buddy.
Nice.
Brunanowski. And so one of those guys to have on the podcast would be super cool.
Yeah, I know. I bet Miha would do it. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, for sure. Especially
We could
we
bring
do
the
it
setup
after
to the
roll.
mats. Yeah, to his place.
Totally. We even use the even the necklace.
I think they have a podcast studio in there somewhere.
Yeah,
They have like a
do.
labyrinth of offices in the back there.
Totally.
Pretty sure they do.
They do weird stuff there. They got some weird things going on. The place is amazing.
There's like a room that has like curtain beads, like beaded curtains.
Yeah.
I don't know what's back there.
What is back there?
They ID you.
What are those sounds coming from back there either? It's weird. Okay, so my Keenan story.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's the greatest. So I'm a giant Keenan Cornelius fan. I've been doing jiu-jitsu a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him when they did the Lloyd Irving Kumite.
Yeah, yeah.
And they had to like
brown belt
live
Kumite.
there, and they're doing hour-long matches, and Keenan's so much better than everybody, and they end up being like, well, how about anyone that just wins just has to go against Keenan? You remember they like switched the format up in the middle?
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah. And so I'm totally enthralled. One of my training partners was there from Half Gracie's in San Francisco. And so I'm just enthralled with the whole thing. And I'm a giant fan of his, and I love the innovation too. And so when I meet him, I fanboyed out big time. I'm older than him too, which is even grosser. But so we moved away from San Diego. I'm living up in the Bay at this point, and we come down to San Diego, 5 of us, for a bachelor party, essentially, or just a bachelor trip. My buddy's getting married, so we hit up Atos. This is when Keenan's at Atos. Mm-hmm. And we roll there on a Saturday, and Keenan shows up, and he's there. He's there on the mats, and he's like sitting on a wall. I'm like, dude, sweet. I'm gonna go chat with him. I'm fanboying up a little bit, but I'm gonna keep it cool. Even though it's kind of fun. Don't you think it's fun to be like a monster fan of someone who's really not that famous? Do you find that like kind of interesting? Do you know what I mean? Like, is there any other avenue of things? I mean, like Gary Vee is pretty famous. You dig Gary Vee. But like, there's got to be some people that you know that they're not famous, but you're a big fan of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I can think of a few like podcasts I listen to that I know are small, like 10,000 subscriber YouTube channel. That they probably don't get stopped in the street or whatever. But I've never seen them. But if I did, it'd be like, which would probably be exciting for them to like. I'm sure would be, for them to be recognized.
Yeah, and it's just kind of fun. It's almost feel like you almost feel closer if somebody is not that famous, but you're a giant fan. Mm-hmm. So anyway, but
Keenan's definitely like he spends his life in the jiu-jitsu circle. I feel like from his perspective, he probably feels famous.
So that's true, but he was he had just gotten his black belt at the time.
Oh, okay.
So it was a little bit. He was still on the fringe, I think.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or at least, I mean, jiu-jitsu in general is kind of on the fringe anyway, right?
Yeah.
So you could reach out to, there's lots of people that wouldn't get stopped, but to us, they would be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So here he is standing there or sitting up against the wall. And one of my buddies I was with, like, I'm literally about to just say, what's up, and he steps right in front of us and he was like, you're going to go talk to Keenan, aren't you? You're going to go talk to him. I'm like, motherfucker, like,
how much space?
Out of the way.
How much space is
it? I mean, it could have happened in this room. Like, it was literally that close. Oh. And I'm like, you son of a, like.
Not anymore, dude. Yeah. Thanks for making it weird.
So now it's already weird. And Keenan had just posted a video of
Keep going. I'm making sure we're still recording.
For sure.
Go ahead.
So Keenan just posted a video of a move that was a 2-step choke. It was 2 steps. Man, you get a hold of the collar. It was from guard, and you throw one leg over, and you can just choke the monkey shit out of people with this 2-step choke. It's glorious. And this group of guys I'm with, this is the Team Size Matters guys. Nobody's under 200 pounds but me. And I mean, these are monsters here. Big Jeff, 6'10", Barsati's 225. I mean, these are monsters. And I had tapped, I think, all of them out with this choke. So this was, there is no other move probably that I had tapped everyone else with this choke, which was exciting to me. And I wanted to tell Keenan, like, dude, thanks. This is a sick choke.
Yeah.
And so out of the gate, so finally when Barsati moves and I see him like, hey, and I don't know why I did this. I have no idea why I've done this, but I addressed him as Master Keenan. I'm like, Master Keenan.
Did he give you a look?
Dude, he gave me like a dead cold stare, like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, Master Keenan. And it still burns a little tiny hole in my heart that I did that.
Your face looks red now.
No. Awful. One of the most hilarious, low points of interactions with people. And so I'm like, Master Keenan, already, this is going awful. But I go, I said, man, I saw the video of your two-step choke, and I tapped out all these guys with your two-step choke. And I'm going like this, but we're at the back end of Atos. The place is packed. It looked like I motioned to all of Atos, but I didn't. But I didn't. It was a lot of my friends there, There's like 5 of my friends there.
Did you really do it that grandurely?
I almost guarantee I did.
Like Vanna White presenting the.
I did. Every one of these, all 50 of these on the mat right here, Keenan, I used your choke. And so he was just just stone cold face, who is this guy? I'm like, all right, well, peace,
Dude, so 3 things.
Yeah.
Master Keenan.
Yeah.
I choked all these guys.
That's right.
Bye.
Yeah. I wonder still to this day if he remembers that interaction. I have a feeling he doesn't. And I met him a couple times at his place and just had a light conversation with him. But
dude, you've talked to him since?
Yeah, but so briefly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I you said a dead stare. I feel like he's kind of he seems like he's kind of a RBF kind of guy. Resting bitch face,
oof.
He's never sitting there smiling. He doesn't look approachable.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm. I don't let resting bitch faces stop me.
What I'm saying is maybe he didn't judge you as much as you thought. I feel like his facial expression. Yeah. In the limited times that I've seen him many times, but 5 seconds here, 5 seconds there, and when I don't think I've ever seen him smile.
Yeah. Well, I assume he did not, and I assume that he doesn't even remember this interaction. Uh-huh. But to me, this was a turning point in my own life because I was like, I cannot fanboy. I'm gonna have a much poorer interaction with people if I get this excited to meet somebody. Yeah.
When I was at Elevation Fight Team, we always had a lot of famous people there, and I always feel like I got along well with a lot of the guys just because I tried my best to ignore the fact that I knew them already.
To keep it cool, yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
I just because especially in MMA, maybe different jiu-jitsu, but definitely those guys in MMA, they're legit famous.
Yeah.
There's a few guys that I've been around that if anywhere we walk in, they get stopped. Mm-hmm. And can I get a picture? And I can tell that they're always very nice, but I could see it under their eyes. They're kind of yeah, fuck, man, I'm just trying to do this, whatever,
For sure.
So as a rule, I don't ask celebrities for pictures.
I don't either.
I don't ever say oh, hey, I just introduce, if it's natural, I introduce myself, Yeah. Actually, that reminds me, it's funny. So that reminds me of, the counter to this, maybe I'm delusional because I've had very recently so many weird interactions with Jocko.
And did you roll with him when we go to Victory?
I've never trained with him, no, but I've trained right next to him many times. But I feel like now he remembers me for sure, and just thinks that I'm a weird guy. So I don't ask him at all.
That's so funny.
Because there was one. So the first time I met him was at a tournament, and I saw him, and we kind of we were in each other's way, and I definitely double took because I recognized him, but then didn't want to be he was. He was hood up, hat on, trying to go coach somebody, and was definitely don't talk to me. You know what I mean? So I double took and just kind of put my head down. I was oh, that was a little awkward. Then I saw him again because I coached against him once, and then we had the same thing. But this time I kind of triple took because I hesitated because I was he probably remembers me. I've seen him a few times right now. This would have been the third time actually.
Should
I've
you
seen
say
him a
hi?
few times. Yeah, should I say hi? And I and then I walked away. And then there's been a few times that I've rolled on the mats with him, but I don't want to ask him to roll because I kind of feel like he'd say no, and it would be weird, and then I'd be sitting there.
Nah, but you can do it without making him say no, right?
Yeah.
You just go like this. That's what you do on the
Just
mats,
get in his
right?
face.
In between rounds.
I've done that with Keenan before, where I could tell he was looking for a partner.
Yeah.
So I kind of walked into his eyesight, but then turned 90 degrees and just looked around the mats as if I was looking for a partner.
And he didn't pick
right
up.
in front of him, and then he just walked around me and then went and got somebody else.
To me, this is so funny. We're in the hotbed of sort of jiu-jitsu personalities and people and famous jiu-jitsu people around.
Yeah.
And so these stories to me, like even hearing other people say them would be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So this is great stuff.
This is we talk about the hard hitting subjects here on the Post Rolls podcast.
Just being douchebags in front of famous jiu-jitsu people.
Right. Yeah, actually, so yesterday, today Monday? Yeah, yesterday I was at Jocko's gym.
Yeah.
And training in that little small room.
Yeah.
And it was
he
kind of
there?
like, yeah, he was there, and there was like 4 or 5 other black belts.
Yeah.
And then a few guys that were sitting around the room, and he kind of like got together a group of 5 to do like a 2 in 1 out kind of thing.
No way.
And I was definitely left out.
And how many people were in there?
There was 8. And so like, there was like 3 guys
Left out?
and his daughter.
Oh.
And then there was 5 guys. And he was like, all right, you guys want to do this? And then I was like, all right, sick. And I went to one of the other guys, like, you want to roll? I did 1 roll, and then I just left. I went to the main area. So
Oh, did you?
it was a bummer.
Yeah.
Felt
You're not
like a nerd.
missing much. Jocko ain't that tough to roll with.
Oh,
Oh, no,
man,
I'm just kidding.
You gotta
No.
take that back.
He's
oh, for the safety of our lives.
I mean, he'd murder us for sure. No, I mean, I've rolled with him a few times. He's good for
He's a black belt.
a man of his age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is his age?
I think he's in his 50s. As far as a human, I mean, he's like a super ultimate human for sure.
Mm-hmm. His daughter's really good. I was watching his daughter roll.
Yeah.
And
looked like she was good. I saw
she
videos.
was fucking up this guy that she was rolling with.
No way.
And the guy, you know how I feel like you can look at someone at open mat
Yeah.
and do a quick scan and kind of judge how experienced they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Fair enough.
Body language, like what they're wearing, cauliflower ear,
yeah. Yeah.
like how out of place do they look like they don't know what's going on? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah. That's funny.
And, it's not always right for sure. But
I feel like you're talking about me.
no, I always get the flip side of that.
What?
I always get people that always underestimate me at open mats. Yeah.
Well, you got a big smile.
Yeah, I feel because I think my personality doesn't match my
No. Yeah. Your ability.
but anyway, so I judged this guy, and he looked he seemed experienced,
Okay.
like probably a purple belt, and his daughter was fucking this guy up.
Dang.
Leg locked him like 3 times.
I mean, to be fair, I would never beat Jocko's daughter in front of him.
That's true, right? That's true.
Never.
Actually, yeah. So
Never,
when I
ever.
finished, I rolled with that one guy, and I looked around the room, and I was like, well, I don't want to roll with that guy. I just saw him get fucked up, so that doesn't seem like fun.
Yeah.
And then there's just his daughter left, and I was like, well, that's again, yeah. What am I going to pass her guard? And
Yeah. No thanks.
cross face her.
Take that. Take that, Jocko daughter. Well, that's awesome that he does roll with the gang, and it's cool too. Sometimes when they're done, he just sits around and talks about his stories.
Does he?
Yeah. I'll repeat one of his stories one time. My favorite one. So we're all done rolling. There's probably 6 or 7 of us in there, and it was cool. And he rolled with me too. He didn't know me, but I got to roll a couple times with him. Mm-hmm. And so we're all just sitting around after, and he's telling, he's talked about how he went to a seminar or a workshop he was given for jiu-jitsu guys, and a big dude came up to him, a big former Navy SEAL potentially too, or someone in the military, and was telling Jocko what an inspiration he was to him. And he said, and the guy started getting a little blubbery, and you could tell. And you could tell he was gonna reach in for a big hug, like he was, it meant a lot to him and stuff. And Jocko does that, I think, for a lot of people. It means a lot for because he's such a motivational figure, me included. I mean, I think he's the greatest. Mm-hmm. And so as the guy starts to open up for the big hug, Jocko puts his what did he say exactly? He said, he's like, "Hey," that's what he started with. "Hey, take it easy. I'm not the one," is what he said. Meaning, I'm not the one to give you blubbery hugs at this juncture.
Really?
And the guy was like, "Ooh." and just stood up straight.
Really?
Yeah, totally. And I thought that was hilarious. We all had a good laugh about it. And I asked him after, I'm like, doesn't that happen to you a lot? Because you are, even your kids' books are awesome. I told my kids. Does
he not want to be hugged because he's worried about somebody potentially trying to kill him or something? Or
he is
just not
the epitome. He is the jockoiest jocko that you could be. I mean, he is the epitome of cool and keeping himself together and being calm. And I don't think he just didn't find it appropriate at that juncture. And it makes for a hilarious story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's just
man, that's awkward, dude. That's real awkward.
Well, no, I don't think it's awkward. I just don't think, you don't go up and there's some people you don't give them blubbery hugs. That's all.
I bet that guy feels weird about it.
Nah, maybe he knew he needed to get his shit together. David Goggins it. Just be like, no mercy.
Huh. Yeah.
I don't know exactly. I mean, I don't know exactly what the circumstances are, what he said, but maybe,
I imagine something like that.
Are you going to blubber it up to David? I imagine
if he was what?
Are you going to blubber it up to Goggins? No, you're not going to do that. Even though he means a lot, Like, dude,
I would not go in for a hug on any stranger.
Well, never. So Jocko's teaching a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
No, sir.
But if somebody went in on me,
this far away,
I don't think I probably get one of those awkward situations where someone's hugging you, but your arms are in here still. You're I wasn't ready.
Like ass out. You don't want to.
Or arm drag them. They reach it.
Send them that way.
Arm drag them, take the back.
And then suplex them. Oh my god.
Yes.
I thought we were having fun, sir. Now you got a crybaby suplex.
What was that? Man, there was somebody famous where somebody tried to go in for a hug and they just went way out of their way to turn the hug into a handshake. I'm like,
who's the man? Trump was the man at that. He would bring you in.
Giving hugs?
Giving the handshakes. He would dominate you in a handshake. Do you remember this little controversy?
No.
Oh my God, it was fascinating. Trump would grab your hand and shake you to death. He'd grab your hand and your elbow. And Trudeau knew it. He knew it coming in. His people told him that you better be careful with Trump's handshakes.
Sorry.
You're good. I think the audio's still good. Mm. But so Trump goes in for the handshake against Trudeau, and Trudeau throws up the block. There's wonderful videos of him nope.
Oh.
All right, peace.
So
it was awesome.
What Trudeau to protect his elbow, stay out of here.
I think
stay out of my personal space.
So what Donald goes for is he goes for an arm drag.
Yeah.
So you grab his hand. He's like, yes, it is nice to see you. And he pulls you in tight.
Yeah.
And then you got to be like, you got to use the shoulders. Oh, we'll find this. We'll put a clip in the show notes of Donald and Trudeau is the first one to actually. But watch dudes get dominated like a cartoon, and somebody shakes a little cartoon bunny, and they're just bobbing up and down and get completely dominated.
I feel like it depends on who he's handshaking because I don't know why I have this in my memory, but I can think of multiple times watching him handshake and thinking to myself that was a very passive handshake.
I think he had to dial it back. Because that was one of his moves, and then once that came out, it was before his presidency.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to stop doing that. It was wildly inappropriate. It was brutal. He was almost headbutting people. You bring him in so tight. Yeah.
So that's definitely if you've ever read douchebag alpha male, fucking I
haven't read that.
Kind of books, when I was in my 20s, I definitely have read one or two of them,
Yeah.
Is my bookcase in the shot? Okay, good. No, only one or two of them.
It's all, douchebag alpha male volume 1 through 12. Why are they so worn out, too? You just keep, there's all those Post-it notes.
Secondhand store. Yeah.
There's so many bookmarks.
Never read those. That's just for looks. I don't read books. But that's definitely a thing, right? Shake hands.
That's what he would do.
Your hand goes on top, the second hand on the elbow, and that's how you dominate somebody and get in their head.
Oh, he would do this jerk in thing that was hilarious. I mean, I don't think, but if you didn't expect it, it was quite alarming.
Mm. It's funny. I don't know. It's what I'm realizing now is I pay attention a lot to handshakes. Don't know why. But
Fair enough. Me too.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
You ever seen him shake hands in movies?
Uh-uh.
So he was playing like a mob boss, right? Like always. Does he shake? Give me a...
Yeah. Nice to see you. Oh. It makes me throw up in my mouth. I can't take those.
He does it like that.
Wimpy.
Like he's a princess.
You know,
Yeah.
but maybe I can see because he is a alpha male figure, like for a lot of people, like he's the boss kind of, and so maybe people.
No, in movies, like when he's playing a boss, that's how he does the hand. Like if you watch Casino,
Oh, really?
watch Casino, like that's how he shakes hands in all of those movies.
Oh, he does give a soft one in Casino.
Oh, like fingertips.
You're exaggerating a little
No,
bit.
I'm not. Watch.
We're gonna pull one up.
Jamie.
Pull it up, Jamie. Well, let me circle back to that. What I learned with that Keenan incident was that that people are going to treat you so much better if you don't fanboy out. That doesn't make them. We think for a moment that if I show this person how much I like them by sort of just being kind of like super enthusiastic, then like that the interaction is going to be good. Or at least that's what I think. It might be even a natural instinct. But after I did that horrible fanboy, I did it again when I met Wim Hof. Not as bad, not nearly as bad, but I was still like, I didn't have a good interaction. It was a very superficial interaction because of that, because I was just so excited to meet him. And I see people do it to him all the time, nonstop. People do it to him because they just don't, they're so enthralled with him. They just don't know what to do.
I can't find it.
And
People
then,
don't pay as much attention to him as I do, I guess. To his handshakes. Never mind.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah,
We'll put it in the show notes. But when I didn't do it, when I'd finally sort of overcome this issue of fanboying, I didn't do it with Hickson Gracie.
Nice.
When I met Master Hickson, I had the best interaction with him of anybody in the room. It was incredible, and I saw it happening too. That I was going to do it. So when I got to go to, it was in Brentwood, California. He was coming for a seminar, and I said, I called him because it was like a Facebook thing that came through, and I called him. I said, hey, I'm not part of the gym, but could I come up for the seminar? They're like, no, you can't. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to steam up the window. I'm going to fog up the windows because I'm going to stand outside and watch then the whole time. And they were like, okay, fine. I guess you can have one ticket. You can come up. And I'm like, okay, perfect. And so I opened the doors, ching, 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 when you open the doors. And there's Master Hickson sitting on the mats. And he looked at me. And I think he looked right into my soul and burned me with lightning because I was like, oh. And I like looked down. And I remember
you had peed your pants?
And I had peed my pants and like, I'd stepped on a kitten for some reason. And I just, everything was wrong in that moment. But I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to be cool. I'm like in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Be cool.
I'm with you.
And so I kept it cool. And then we're all warming up. There were 61 of us on the mats, 60 people and Hickson were on the mats warming up, dead silent. Other than a little bit of heavy breathing, we're doing some stuff, but nobody's talking to him. And the seminar hadn't started yet. Like there was no protocol right now. And so that's when I'm like, it's time to be cool. I go over to him. I'm like, hey, Master Hickson, thanks for being here. I'm really excited about what you're doing, but I'm super excited about the breath work, And he was like, his eyes lit up, and we had an incredible conversation for about a half hour in front of everybody. Everybody's just kind of circled up. We're like, what's Hickson talking about? And we talked about the Wim Hof method. We talked about how Kron had bought the 10-week Wim Hof course and passed out twice and how his breathing is different. And it was just, it really meant a lot to me and turned out to be an incredible experience because I'd gotten over that or just learned how to keep it cool.
I think that it was a good experience for you because you're definitely much better at like networking than I am. You'll always be like, oh, dude, I met this guy and we're going to do this. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, how do you, I mean, that's how we met. You just like hit me up. I would never do that. I'd be too shy. I really enjoy that. The overcoming the awkwardness. Yeah. I really feed off that, like meeting new people for that reason, for that moment. Yeah. Whether it's it's a good thing for sure, but then it keeps me always wanting to meet new people and network more and more. Yeah. I don't have that. I don't have that desire at all.
Well, good thing I reached out to you. And,
Yeah.
that's why we're a good team then.
It's really tiring for me. It's exhausting.
It is. No, it's a ton of work. 100%. Me too. I don't think people say that I'm an extrovert, but I mean, I'm not into labels.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very, going to, I like it so much that if I go and meet with a group of new people that I probably leave early and I'm exhausted because I'm trying to create a nice interaction with, a personal interaction with multiple people. And small talk to me is like pure garbage.
Yeah. It gives me so much discomfort, man. I mean,
and yet you can,
it's kind of easy to do. And yet I can what?
And then yet you can stand in a cage amongst thousands and punch, take punches to the face.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to talk to him.
Do you ever Nick Diaz him and call him a bitch while you're punching him?
No, we talked about it in our last episode. Yeah. No. There was, that one story that I told. I think that's the only time I've ever talked to somebody. I have a student that always talks and checks on his opponents as he just destroys them. Like he'll be like crushing them, and then I can audibly hear the person be like, groan, and he'll get up, not like get off of him, but take his weight off. I'm like, you okay? I'm like, oh, don't stop talking to him. Take his soul.
Who is it? Big Country?
No, Aton. He's
heavy guy.
You would have never met him. No, he's not super heavy. He's
good
middleweight, 180 something.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but fucking strong. He's so strong and he's really good.
Shout out to Aton.
Yeah, he does it all the time. He like checks in on his opponents, or he'll make a joke like, "Shut up."
That's actually my that's my kryptonite. That's my weakness is when somebody starts talking to me. Yeah, because I noticed my best training partner Barsadi used to do it to me. And it would literally be, what I noticed is he starts to do it when he gets nervous. It would be so rare that I would beat him. Shout out to Barsadi. He's awesome and a terrible person. But but it would be so rare that I would get a good position on him that it was very, in my head, it was, now it's a memorable moment. And he would start talking shit. And then I noticed that that's when I would let off because I would like engage in a little shit talking. And then... So I started to I would just be dead quiet. I wouldn't even answer him. Like he would literally be talking to me and like asking me questions and stuff. And I would just progress through sequences, and get to side control and stuff. And then at one point I just, after I realized that was the problem. That's why I was losing the positions is because he would start shit talking when he'd lose.
Yeah.
Then I could retort a little bit and talk shit back. Just tell him, fuck up. Just keep telling him, not listening.
Yeah, I'll do that with people that I'm like a lot better than. like if it's like
we do
not
it to
competitive.
Each other,
yeah, that's true. No, we do.
Yeah.
So that's
just for fun.
So that's not true.
Yeah.
I guess what I really mean is like I do it to people that I'm not like competitive with. Like I don't. If someone's a lot less experienced than me, I kind of know what the outcome's going to be. Or like you and I, we're close, so I don't care if you beat me on any certain day. So I'm not like. I'm not as focused on like every single position. 100%. I'm just kind of messing around.
No, yeah.
Or I'm not messing around. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We just have a lot of fun.
I used to have this bad habit where when I would be close to beating someone who I knew was better than me.
Yeah. What would you do?
I would like pre-celebrate in my head. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I would actually literally have this. I have this. I would have this moment where I would envision telling my wife this story. Like, you're not going to believe who I tapped today, or whatever,
Until the bubble popped and you're like, oh, I'm still
And I would never get it because I would always lose it because I would lose my... Now, if I'm almost catching someone that I feel like this is a big deal. If I catch this person, I have to block it. Like, focus. What's the next step? What do I got to do?
Yeah. Well, no, but I think something you should remember is... I don't know if you think about this, but if you are talking, if you're really beating somebody and it's almost getting kind of easy, right? And you start talking, what you're going to notice is you're going to beat them worse because you're distracting them.
Yeah.
You're not giving. You're taking another piece of their. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. One thing I say a lot. Have you seen that Key and Peele skeet? Key and Peele skit. Where it's like a substitute teacher taking role. He's saying everyone's name wrong. You ever seen that?
Yes.
Well, where's Jake Quillen at?
Yeah.
So there's a kid named Aaron in the class, and he goes, "You done fucked up, Aaron." That's that part. So anytime someone makes a mistake, kind of capitalize on it. It's usually what I tell them. Like as I'm choking, I'm like, "You done fucked up, Aaron." No one ever laughs.
But you do on the inside.
I laugh inside.
Big time. Yeah. You say their name wrong. That is brutal. They're getting choked and just disrespected. That's so awful.
Dude, I gotta pee.
Jiu-Jitsu is the best. Okay. You can.
Take a breather? I
can. You don't have a bottle or anything?
I'll be right back.
Let me just plug my dates.
Do you want me to stop the recording or?
No, just let's let it roll.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Are you just telling stories this whole time?
Yeah, just
That's
talking.
awesome.
Yeah.
We should just pretend like we have an editor behind the camera.
Yeah. What's their
we
name,
just refer to him.
Yeah. How about it has to sound like Jamie?
Jaime.
So, Jaime. I like that better. I was going to say Amy just because it was like.
Amy, pull that up. Yeah, that's.
Jaime. I like Jaime better. Sounds like Hyman. I don't know why that's better. But yeah, no, I was saying, I was just, I can repeat it, but I was just saying I was brainstorming who I would like to have on.
Yeah.
Who we'd like to do podcasts with. So what I said was, for sure, some of the Legion guys, we got a few friends over there, and there's even some new black belts that are fun guys to hang out with and would be fun to chat with. But, Clark Gracie would be awesome. My friend, Professor Michael Sands is a good guy. He could come on too. We got Alfredo. Why do I say it like that? Alfredo Barum. It's terrible. R rolling. But he is awesome. You haven't met him yet. You haven't been to Barum's yet, I don't think.
No, because it's open man ski.
Yeah, it's open man ski. But man, wait till you meet him. He's just one of those guys. It's like one of the just most genuine, greatest people ever. And they used to be the ultimate open mat in San Diego. And I think he even created the open mat community unbeknownst to him. So I think what happened, this is what I would love to know. I'd love to ask him about it. Is I think what happened is his students made an open mat on Sundays. And because it was just his students, they're like, anybody can come from anywhere. We don't care. Just come on. And then that's what happened. Everyone just came on and he didn't even know it. And so it was like months, maybe even a year into it. And somebody told him, like, you have the best open mat on Sundays in town. And I think he was like, what? Like, I'm never there. What are you talking about? And I mean, even, this is like, I don't know, 3 years ago, but the fight to win, there is probably 30 black belts that are fighting, because that would be 15 fights, maybe even less, maybe 20 black belts that are fighting. Had to have been 30. But, and then a series of other belts. So, there's a good amount of competitors. But one Sunday before the fight to win, no joke, there was almost 20 black belt competitors that were going to be in the fight to win that weekend. And we're all there just training together, which was, I mean, incredible. And the space it doesn't even accommodate that many people, but the camaraderie that he created there is incredible. And so it would be awesome to have him on. And then we got a few others. I mean, I was a member at, and I think this gives me a little in, I was a member at Victory back when it opened. Mm-hmm. And so, and I've talked to Jocko about that a little bit when they first opened. I'm like, dude, I was here, right when and so if we could get like Dean Lister would be pretty fun. I bet you, I would love to hear some of his stories back in the day. I'll tell you a quick one. Yeah. So I was under Dean Lister as a blue belt in 2005, might even be 2004, and he was at City Boxing in downtown San Diego. And so he had just won he was the number one grappler in the world.
He won ADCC.
He just won the ADCC with 3 submissions, the full deal, awesome submissions too. And so he was the man. He was on top of the world at that moment, and he would bring his girlfriends from Brazil every once in a while into the gym. And he dated some gal from she was a host. She was like a TV show host, and she was obviously not created in America. She was not built here. They don't grow like that here. And so one day I came into the gym, and it was extra sweaty on the windows. Like the windows get pretty sweaty anyway, but it was the whole building was steaming. It was like, it looked like a factory.
Everybody was trying to impress the girl.
something had happened in the place because I'm like, why is everyone hitting the bag harder? And like it was live in there. And yeah, sure enough, I look over and I think I smelled her first. Like, oh my God, like why do you smell that delicious? And so that was the kind of he was having a lot of fun back in the day.
He partied it up for sure. Partied it up for sure.
No, so it'd be so fun to listen to his old stories and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So
who else we got?
In terms of guests?
Yeah, people you want.
I mentioned. I think it'd also just be cool to have some just some regular friends on. Just kind of keep the
everybody
the vibe going.
Yeah, regular friends, especially after a training session.
Yeah.
So that vibe after we train.
I'm looking at notes.
Okay.
Oh man, you know what happened to me?
Tell me.
So I had to change my weight class on that ADCC Open. Dude, I've been killing myself dieting like way harder than I should, like harder than I would advise anybody to do.
Really?
Yeah, but I was just kind of like right on that line when I realized when I decided to go down to 155.
Yeah.
Because day before weigh-ins, and I fought at 155, but I'm much heavier now than I ever used to walk around at when I was fighting.
For sure.
And I was like, well, I can lose the weight.
Get back there?
Yeah. So I started dieting but I was like, but the time is close, so let me just start dieting real hard. And I was weighing myself every day and just not losing weight, but like just freaking hungry. You know what I mean? Like I was going hard. Yeah. And so this morning was 1 week of like solid dieting.
Yeah. What are you at?
Which I should have, expected to see a good 2 pounds in the first week, Yeah. Didn't lose anything. Nothing.
So what are you at?
178.
So did you change your weight?
Yeah, so I changed my weight class. But man, this division is much tougher.
Oh, because it's 178 to...
It's 168 pounds. I'm still cutting, but it's day before weigh-in, so it's basically welterweight, So like guys that fight at welterweight, if you have day before weigh-ins, they're cutting from 190 pounds, for sure.
Dang.
Yeah.
Really?
For sure, yeah. But
I don't know. That's I think you can handle that.
I think I will. I had to play a little smarter. But I'm
205 right now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Thick boy.
I know. I just keep going up. I don't know what's going on. I have been working out more.
You've been lifting more?
Yeah, body weight stuff.
Oh, okay.
I got a nice little
I don't
routine
think
that's
not going to put any weight on.
You don't think body weight does?
No.
Once you start getting thicker, it does, because you got to lift up more weight. I don't know. But
I don't know. I guess it depends on what you do. But it's definitely not the most efficient way to gain weight. But
yeah, if you're not trying.
Yeah.
I'm not trying.
But also, like, the division is just tougher. So I got 2 guys in the division. Ben Eddy in the division. You heard of him? Never heard of him? 10th Planet, Austin, Texas, I think. He's the guy that does the Hindulatine.
Oh, my God.
That?
No.
Does, like, a guillotine from rubber guard.
Oh, gross.
It's really weird.
Gross.
Yeah, he's insanely flexible. So he catches a lot of good people with it.
Is he got the mustache?
Yeah.
That's him.
That's the guy.
Yeah. No, I've seen him. You got him.
And then I also have the guy from that has Gentle Arts Jiu Jitsu.
Yeah.
What's his name? He's the guy that got sued for like $46 million.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure I don't know.
It's insurance company.
I think the gym at the time he was working for someone else's gym. He taught at Del Mar Jiu Jitsu Club. I think that gym got sued, not him personally.
But that was the instructor?
That was him. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's in my division. And he just recently beat Wagner Rocha.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you're fucked, man. Wagner Rocha is he's like one knuckle. It's like if a knuckle grew
he just is
arms
a knuckle.
and legs. Yeah. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I'm nervous.
Well, good. You're supposed to be. That's why you're doing it. It's for fun. Not for fun. It's for
improvement.
That's part of the growing process.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not a 155er anymore. I'm sorry. I think you're getting bigger.
I am bigger.
And you don't want to be, do you? You want to be like closer to your natural weight than you.
Man, I've always been an advocate for cutting weight.
Have you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at least me.
Yeah.
Previously, that's why I'm like, maybe this was God's plan here, because previously I've always been it's been very easy for me to cut weight.
Interesting.
You know,
What
I
do you think the difference
do
is?
16-ish pounds the last week of last week of camp, like almost comfortably.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think the difference is? You didn't lose any weight.
Nothing. I think I don't know. Like I said, God's plan.
Low sleep.
No, I dialed everything in, man.
Dang,
Dialed
really?
everything in.
It's God's plan.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'm training twice a day and eating like 1,900 calories a day, and like I'm weighing my chicken like at 1,900 calories. You know?
Wow. That is not enough calories.
And I didn't lose weight. I should have, my concern was not even, I never even thought, I won't lose weight. My concern was I may lose muscle, because as I'm dieting a little too hard.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's very 2,000 calories is like the daily recommended retarded like amount you're supposed to have. For a sedentary man. Yeah.
Or it's like 2,000 or 2,500. I think it's 2,500. The what I realized is, like, this is the first time in my life I've counted calories. What I realized is that I must normally eat like 4,000 calories.
100%.
Because it was no food.
Yeah.
It was no food.
2,000 calories is no food. That's like one coffee I have is like 1,800 calories.
I'd have my latte with and I would do it with low fat milk. Normally I do whole milk, but I would do a latte and some eggs and like some whole grain toast, and be 800 calories deep, 600 calories deep. And or like avocado, because avocado actually has a lot of calories. But yeah, by the time I got to breakfast, I'd be like, all right, well, I can have 6 ounces of chicken. Or by the time I got to dinner, I'd be like, this is all the calories I have left in my day, 600 ounces of chicken. So
for the rest of the day.
Well, at dinner time, I'm like, this is all I can have for dinner, because I'm already maxed out. But yeah. Oh man, you know who I had a cool experience on after I had my awkward experience with Jocko.
Yeah.
I rolled with one of the guys from like a unknown guy from New Wave.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And I talked to him. I was like, "So what's the difference? Like, what's the magic sauce?
Right? Why are they so good?"
Yeah.
New Wave. Let's tell everyone knows where New Wave is. That's Gordon Ryan's spot.
Gordon Ryan, John Danaher's team. Yeah. And he said, he was like, so I started picking his brains. First, he said 90% of the training they do is situational training.
Oh, very cool. Okay.
He said they do 1 round at the end of practice of like free rolling. But other than that, it's situational training with very specific goals.
Wow.
It'll be like, and he says they do the same ones too. They don't even do like situational, like, it's not what I thought when they talk about situational training. What I thought they would do, which is what I do, is whatever position we've been learning, we'll do situational trainings from that position, so you can try to apply the move.
Right.
He was like, no, what we do is we start like one sitting, one standing.
Okay.
And it's like pass or sweep or wrestle out.
I love that. That's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, he'll do one of those, and it'll be like one from mount. Top player has to submit, bottom player has to obtain some recognized closed or open guard.
Love it.
So like quarter guard doesn't count. Like it has to be half guard, closed guard, or like full open guard.
You hear that, 10th Planet?
Quarter guard doesn't count.
Burn. Subtle burn.
I don't know. What does quarter guard have to do with 10th Planet?
Oh my God, that's where Eddie Bravo starts his stuff. That's all he wants to get to is
quarter guard. Quarter guard, he turns that into his lockdown. That's a little bit, that's pretty old school, 10th Planet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, their new school's different. All I am is old school.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that. Yeah. Well, your game is.
Yeah. Whoa.
But in a good, I don't know. That's not a bad thing. Mine is too.
No, yeah.
Mine is too. I feel like I have so much success with deep half because it's old school and people don't practice against it anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'll deep half people way better than me just because they don't see it. Like they don't come across it anymore.
Yeah. No, I think you've deep halved my soul. Like, are you getting a deep half? I'm like, is he even still here? And you're just gone inside my soul and you come out of nowhere like, how'd you get on top? Gross.
But same with you in butterfly guard. Butterfly guard's typically now just a leg lock entry position.
Oh, it is, right.
It's like not even like an open guard anymore.
Wow, it is. Yeah, that's what everybody's really, what we see is a lot of.
Yeah.
Which is a good strategy, honestly, if you're trying to finish a competition quickly.
get to the
you
legs.
bypass the
The whole
mounting.
system. Yeah. Anyways, so he'll do that from the mount. They'll do the same thing from the back. Then they'll do like one from the feet. Well, they call it hands, feet, or back, where they go. It's not takedowns. It's just you have to get if you get your partner's hands to the mat, right? If you get your hands down to the mat,
that's a good
capture a foot higher than your chest. So you have to get it up in your armpit.
Wow.
Or get behind them.
Super cool.
So he was saying like it takes away a lot of like risk of injury because no one's getting like thrown down necessarily, but they're getting to the positions where like if you get there, you're probably going to get takedowns.
Wow, fascinating. That's unique. I haven't heard, and especially, are you saying they do it in sequence where you get one stand? Each guy gets one of this position, and then you move on, and then each guy gets one.
I think they just do a round, like they'll do a 5-minute round, and every time someone wins, quote unquote, they switch places. Or actually, I think I might have heard they do half, like they'll just go same guy on top for half the round, and the other guy on top for half the round. But like, because sometimes you'll get it. Sometimes if you do that when there's a big gap in the skill, someone is spent the whole round on top because it takes one guy half a second to escape, and then the other guy like the whole rest of the time to escape.
I love that. I love King of the Hills, where the people just get to sweep or submit, but whoever's in the middle just keeps going.
So he said that's what they do. And he's like, I get better. So he moved there like a year ago to train with them. He's like, I've gotten better so much faster because I'm so focused. Because my training is so focused.
Wow, it really condenses what you have to consider in the moment.
Right.
Because it's like, you have a singular.
Yeah. Well, I think his approach is there's so much to learn, but really 90% of the time that you see things being successful, it's not all this extra shit. It's like mount, it's back.
Yeah.
It's rear naked chokes, it's arm bars, it's Kimuras.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like he really cuts out the fluff and it's like we're spending almost all of our time trying to finish from the mount. You know what I mean? All of them like trying to finish from the back, that kind of thing.
When we were talking, I looked up my coffee. My coffee is only 500 calories. I'm pretty excited about that.
Your coffee?
When the bulletproof coffee that I have every morning.
Oh, really?
Because I thought it was like 1,800 calories because it keeps me so good. I'm good till like 3 p.m. Sorry to distract you. But that's why I was on my phone.
You go a long time fasted.
Yeah, I do. I might do another 3-day fast.
How'd that go?
It was awesome. It feels really good.
And you're still at 205.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I think some people. I don't think it helps. That sort of stuff helps. The fasting helps you lose weight. It does help you lose weight in the moment. But it also, I think it can. If you do it wrong, it tricks your body into storing food that you eat.
I wonder if that's what happened with my diet. I wonder if I dieted so hard that my body was like, nope, we're not burning calories.
Yeah, no, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like your metabolic rate changed. Did you do? Were you doing ice baths?
Cold showers. Pretty dang cold ones too.
Really?
And I even looked different. Like I was looking in the mirror, I'm like, my abs are getting tighter. You know what I mean? Like more definition. I'm looking better.
So I just did a 3-day water fast with Gary Brecka's Ultimate Human sort of protocol, which was really interesting. But one of the things that one of the biggest takeaways was that if you're going to go light calories, if you're going to go light, if you're going to fast or anything, that aminos. Perfect aminos is what they use, but amino acids, he says, if you are going to train fasted or train with minimal calories, that he said that you need some, if you use the amino, he said that when people like exercise fasted, that they are burning their muscle, that they are deteriorating their muscle, and then they rebuild it the next day, but which is fine, but that's not really your goal. So that if you have the aminos before, even fasted, then you're going to get to fat instead of muscle. So that might be something to consider. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, now I'm just going to be a big boy. And I found like a peptide. I was like, all right, so I'm too small I can't make 55 probably. And I'm a little too small for 170 pounds. So I found like a peptide clinic in San Diego that works with athletes. So I'm just going to get on them peptides and try to put another 10 pounds on me.
Nice. The peptides. I don't even know what they do. What do they do?
They are
swell you up.
They're like short chain amino acids, actually.
There we go.
And there's a lot of them, hundreds of them. So the different ones do different things, but the ones that I'm interested in basically they imitate they how do you say, they imitate HGH, the things that your body makes that stimulates HGH production. It imitates those things.
Because it does sound like you're having like a hormone something. There's something going on there. You should have been losing weight. So you got a hormone.
Yeah, mixture. I mean, definitely. I mean, I'm 33 now, so my test is sure lower than it was when I was fighting, you know?
You're super cute. 33. 46.
But so. I'm not saying that I'm old, but I'm older than I was when I was fighting.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But I don't know. Yeah. So I'm just gonna get
I think that's I know I just think people should be closer to their, like, it is an advantage if you lose a bunch of weight, but to me it's almost like an unfair advantage because but
it's allowed.
That's not fair because that's a whole nother skill. I don't have that skill.
Well, but that's the thing it would be like saying, well, don't train more than the other person.
Yeah.
That's an unfair advantage.
Right. Don't learn jiu-jitsu.
It's a thing that I know how to do. And more importantly, I'm willing to.
Right. For sure.
Because it sucks. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm willing to do it. It's not my fault if the other person is not. You know what I mean? You know what bothers me is when people say, I hear people say a lot, oh, I'm not going to cut weight for this fight because, I'm not getting paid. Like I'm not gonna cut weight for $100 or $500, whatever they're making at low level shows.
Okay.
The thing is like, dude, like you said, weight cutting is a skill. Mm-hmm. So do you want to learn that skill when there's $10,000 on the line? Because you're gonna have bad weight cuts. Get them out of your way. Yeah. So when I started training, I always planned to fight, and the only reason I did jiu-jitsu tournaments is so that I could learn how to cut weight. And then I went to start fighting, and I had. And I would cut a lot of weight for jiu-jitsu tournaments. Yeah. Not because I needed to, but because I wanted to know, like, well, I'm going to fight at this weight class, so I need to practice making that weight. Yeah. And
did you listen to on Rogan's podcast his co-host for the UFC? It's on the tip of my tongue.
DC.
Did you listen to that one?
Yeah, I did. I think
he talked about his weight cutting protocol. It was fascinating. He had it so dialed in.
Oh yeah, and you could tell like by where his sweat went to his pants. Yeah,
he was like, I wear these sweats. Yeah. And then
yeah, I could feel it. Like I've cut in the sauna enough where I can like kind of look down at my puddle and feel like look at my body and be like, okay, that should be about this many 4 pounds. My first one.
What a crazy skill that I don't have.
But. No more. But I'm still going to have to cut 8 pounds of water for this tournament. So that's, I think for some people, that's a lot of weight.
That'd be huge for me. Yeah. I'd be so nervous about that. I'd be more nervous about that.
I did 16 for my fights.
Wow. Yeah.
All right. And then
that's why it's in your handle.
When I would fight. Yeah, that's right. Not anymore. I should change it.
Yeah, no.
Nick Angeloni 170, huh?
You can just change it. You don't lose your friends or anything. I didn't even know what that meant because you're not 155 when I see you. Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you though, like I like it because it's like the fight before the fight. It takes your mind off of the fight. It gives you interesting. So one of the big things I give people, one of the big pieces of advice I give people for sports psychology is like focus on what you need to do to win. Yeah. And that's not my thing. I got that from Dwayne Ludwig. Okay. So like it gives you in the week of the fight and you're like, oh, what if this happens? That's not what I need to think about. What I need to think about is what do I need to do to win, which is right now, make the weight. So what am I going to eat today? What time am I going to sauna? And then it just gives you something else to think about, refocus your thoughts, and the nerves go away.
Amazing. Little wins. You're focusing on the little wins.
Yeah. Just things that are under your control because the things that make you nervous is like the unknown, but I know that I can get to the sauna today. And I know that that's going to help me win, right? So like, and I don't even know if it makes me feel like winning. I'm just not dwelling on the what ifs.
Where is the sauna today, by the way?
Huh?
I said, where is the sauna today?
What do you mean, where is it?
Because you said you can get to the sauna. I was just thinking how lovely that would be if the sauna was accessible today somewhere.
No, 24-hour fitness. If you want?
Is it? All right. What do you got? Kids class? Is kids class coming up at 3:30?
Oh, no. I thought Henner Gracie commented on one of my Instagram posts.
Did he?
But someone tagged Henry Gracie.
Oh, respect.
Yeah.
You got your Instagram's fire. You have wonderful. I learned from your Instagram.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you really have a unique talent to simplify and condense what are complicated problems. So you're like, here are 3 things that you need to remember for this certain situation where, I improvise a lot and I wish that I could divulge that to people, what I do, but I can't because it's, sometimes it's just, I wouldn't say it's luck, but it's like sort of my own sort of coming up with it. But
I bet you could, because before I started teaching, I did the same thing where I would be like, I had moves that I could teach because they were taught to me and I could just kind of regurgitate those moves. But I bet you if I put us in a situation and I said, all right, how do I solve this? If you were in the situation, you could look down and be like, I probably would do this.
Yeah, interesting.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I got a structure, is because people would ask me questions that I was teaching.
Yeah.
And then I would just be like, I'd just be honest, like, let me see, let me figure out what I would do. And I would get in that spot and then be like, oh yeah, this.
Honestly, it's huge. But but I think it's very evident from your views and on your Instagram that other people too also resonate with how you're able to divulge these concepts.
Nice. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That being said, follow me, Nick Angelini 155, or if you can't find it, possibly I changed it to Nick Angelini 170.
170. Because what do you walk around at now? 178?
178.
Oh God!
But that's no creatine though. I got to put the creatine back on.
That's what
I get
I'm
up to 181.
saying. Put some get your 170 is your weight class. Stop with the 155 is your past. It's time to move on.
Man, I'm so much smaller, man.
What?
But I don't know. Maybe I have body dysmorphia.
Do you?
Maybe.
Some people do.
Because when people guess my weight, they guess accurately.
Yeah.
Or they guess high, actually. They guess my weight. They're like, oh, what are you, like 180 something? And I'm like, nah. Not even close.
Really?
Because, probably
I can see that.
6 months ago was when I started, like, powerlifting. And I was in the low 170s then. Like, when we started training, I was like 171.
Yeah. Okay.
So
it's your chin. They're like, there's at least 15 pounds of muscle.
It's the neck for sure, because I stand like this when I meet people.
There's a lot of muscle. There's a lot of chin muscle in there.
That's Eddie Bravo told me when he met me, actually. When he met me. when Eddie Bravo.
When it was his honor to meet you?
Yeah. When I met Eddie Bravo, he goes, what'd you do before Jiu Jitsu? What sports did you play? And I was like, nothing. And he goes, with those traps?
With those traps. He's a funny guy.
I joke. I steal this joke from somebody else, but I tell my wife all the time, like if there's a picture of me from the back, I'm like, look, that's where they. It's a bad joke, actually. I don't want to say it.
You're done.
I stole it from Chris D'Elia, and he just says it so much better than me.
Say it. Now I really know. Chris D'Elia is hilarious.
Wait, I'm going to say what he says. I'm not going to tell.
Shout out to Chris D'Elia, friend of the podcast.
Yeah. He says he'll be like, man, it's not funny now.
Oh no, okay. Do you want me to? I have body dysmorphia too.
Do you?
Yeah. If I see a zoomed out picture of me, I'm like, fucking looking good, and then I zoom in, and I'm like, oh, gross.
Which one is the dysmorphia part?
Which one?
Do you think that you are gross and that you're wrong?
I just think I'm amazing.
Or you think you look great?
I'm pretty sure I'm Brad Pitt and Troy most of the time, And then I zoom in and I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, I'm more like John Goodman. And
No, I think you're hot.
Oh, thanks, brother. That's why we're changing the podcast to that now.
Right. Matt Daddies.
What'd you say?
Matt Daddies.
Matt Daddies. Was that what ChatGPT thought would be a good idea?
Dude, I thought of that, and I was like, the only reason I don't want to call this Matt Daddies is I know that I literally thought of parents of my children, parents of the youth students, being like, oh, what's the name of your podcast? And having to look them in the eye and be like, Matt Daddy. Like talking to a mom.
I am your daddy. Your son's daddy. Matt Daddy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty good though. Yeah. I think we are allowed to keep changing it up. So AKA
the whole
Matt
first
Daddies.
episode, we were calling this the Aftermath podcast.
Which was awesome. The Aftermath, AKA After Roll Post roll,
Post
aka
roll.
Matt Daddy's baby. Yeah. Hide your children. Hide your mom.
Maybe we'll call it post rolls, but just to confuse people, I'll put Matt Daddy's on the wall.
Just to throw them off. I think we need a few AKAs.
Maybe it'll be a t-shirt. We'll make a Matt Daddy t-shirt. And just be like
it says,
like scarf holding somebody. You know what I mean?
But it says Daddy super big.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah.
says Daddy.
Daddy.
Like little tiny Matt Daddy.
I envision a name tag like a Walmart, you know? Hello, my name is, and then Matt Daddy. Yeah.
That's a big seller.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, for sure.
I'm working with a company manufacturer in Pakistan right now to make tracksuits. I got to.
You actually started this?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Did you?
Yeah, it's been a project.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Get a prototype first.
I mean, I would do it no other way.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not trusting.
Because I've had stuff come from Pakistan and been like, this is not
what
right.
we said. Yeah. No, I know. No, I want pictures. I want videos and pictures before they even send it, before I even pay anything.
Yeah, they have to ship you
That's a common
product.
problem in India and Pakistan manufacturing is that they will not just manufacturing, but I learned that in the tech space as I was a creative developer and director and stuff. And my friends from India and Pakistan would say, "Oh yeah, no, people do that all the time." I was like, "What?
Do what?"
They will get jobs that they are 1,000% unqualified for.
Oh yeah.
It's just like they will just like, "Oh, so we need someone to do this, this, and this," and they're like, "Oh yeah,
I could do that for
yeah,
sure.
no, that's exactly what I do." Like, what? And then all of a sudden they're like, and guys will get so good at that. That is literally their that's their skill, is being good at stuff or acting like they're good at stuff. And then they'll get the job. And then you'll find out, because there's a training period, they're like, you'll find out months later, like, you are completely incompetent. Like you're not even close to what you said that you're able to do.
Have you seen that guy on YouTube that he's like my hero, and he'll get scam callers on the phone and keep them on the line for like 20 hours?
Yes. And doesn't he, like, he's teamed up with somebody where he finds out where they are and uses their name. Have you seen that?
I've seen thumbnails, where now he'll actually find them and he'll be like, I know your name is this, whatever. Yeah. But I've seen other ones where he'll just pretend to be an old guy that really wants to buy that extended warranty. You know what I mean? Like there was one great one where he was like, "You do that?"
Yeah, I do it now because of him.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hang up.
When I know you have a lot of irons in the fire, I don't.
You got time to fuck with these people.
There's just a fire. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
I hang up to stop from like yelling at them. But then afterwards, I'm kind of like, a little bit, I'm like, I know that you need a job. But here's what really bothers me is when I get people that do that are like in the US.
Yeah.
Like either they have great accents.
Okay. Yeah.
Or I can tell they're American.
Okay.
You know? And I'm like, dude, you have access to real jobs. You know what I mean? Like, I fucking hate you.
No, I scolded
wasting
somebody
my time.
yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, because I got a hotel. I just got a night at a hotel near around New Year's because I was going to go up and visit my dad. And but when I popped on my phone, I needed the Chico Doubletree Hilton, right? And I type that in. The next link is in the URL, because that's what I'm looking at, right? I'm looking at the URL. It literally says Chico Doubletree.
But it was a third-party site.
It was a third-party site. And they scammed me for, and then I ended up not going there, but they scammed me for the night's $140.
Oh, dang, really?
Yeah. And
Google is usually pretty good at like getting those down. So you must have just timed that really, or I got unlucky with the timing.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it again. I'm like, oh, it was a sponsored post, but because all I was looking at is the URL, just make sure the URL was right.
Yeah.
And the site looked like their site and everything.
Oh, really?
And so I ordered it through them, and I've already.
So the site said like Chico Doubletree,
it looked
whatever.
Very close. They did a really good job.
What
and
fucks?
I know, and it's not even. It's the scam is that they pay the hotel, but then they have no refunds.
Right. Sometimes the rooms aren't available.
Yeah. I mean, they're just a third party.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I talked to who was person on the phone that was connected with the site that was like hotels for your ass or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's so stupid. And
hotelsforyourass.com.
Yeah, doesn't matter, right? Because I was looking at I was looking at something a little bit more specific than that.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, I'm sorry. And I'm like, And I kept him on the phone, and I started cursing at first. And he was like, we don't tolerate cursing. Okay. I'm like, okay, I'm done. But I kept him on the phone berating him about, you're working for a company that scams. You are scamming me right now. And you've scammed countless others. Yeah. And I was telling him that you should, like, is this what you want to do with your, like, I was giving him.
What did he say?
He just felt bad. He just felt bad about it. He didn't. I feel bad about it too. I shouldn't have done that. But I am gonna challenge it on my credit card because they can.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But
what kind of credit card do you have? Or did you use?
Yeah, I don't remember. It doesn't matter, but for sure.
What matters because some credit cards are like no matter like Discover like American Express is like no matter what. If you were like, nope, I want to dispute this, they're like, yep, yeah, we're with you. You know what I mean? Like yeah. But then other cards are like, okay, well, we'll give you $50 and then we're going to look into this and we'll let you know in a month if we decide it's fraud or not.
Oh, I've never had that. I don't usually do. It's very rare that I do that.
Well, yeah, we did that in Mexico. Remember something happened where we got like overcharged? We did actually get overcharged, but then we were just like, let's just dispute this whole $1,200. Remember we had a $1,200 bill?
I do remember that. I don't think that I don't know. That was on Gina's Apple Card, actually.
Right. Yeah.
No, I don't know if she, I think we just gave it to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, I don't think we disputed it. Yeah.
No, she disputed it. I was sitting there. We were sitting there. Like I was watching her like type it and like
okay.
And we never found out at the time if they accepted the dispute or not.
Yeah. My wife.
But she disputed it like on the spot. Like we were all sitting there watching.
She's a gracious I would be surprised if she actually did it.
Huh.
Yeah. That's okay. You
know, well, okay.
We had a good time in Tulum.
We did have a good time. What was I gonna say about the scam? I had this one where this.
Should we give a shout out to
scammers?
No, our retreats. Since we were talking about what we were talking about is when we were in Tulum doing breath work, ice bath, and jiu-jitsu retreat.
Yeah, roll breathe retreats,
which was incredible. And I think 2024 is going to be an amazing year where we're going to have some stuff coming up.
Yeah.
And what I think we should do is even do
Stop burping into the microphone, please.
Did I burp? Sorry. I think I just burped when I talked.
You burping in my headphones.
Did it? It's loud. Sorry, my man. What we're gonna do is, I think we got to do a retreat here in San Diego for our East Coast and Midwest friends.
I know you want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Okay. But we're going to do that, guys. So I'll talk them into it. We have here in San Diego 10,000 gyms that we can train at, all the best gyms ever in the world. And we can bring you guys there if we bring people here.
I will tag along.
Okay. You can come to my retreat.
Okay.
All right.
I will be part of it. I'll be a supporting role.
You can teach at my retreat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deal.
I'll pay you to teach at my
retreat.
No,
I'll teach for free. I'll be a supporting role.
All right. Respect.
And
you guys heard it here.
Yeah. Now, the one exception I'd make if we did it at that Liberace house, so we went to that one chick's house.
Well, why is that an exception? That exists and we exist and we all exist together.
But anyways, the reason I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Tell me why.
Is because I already do that and I already get paid to do that.
Ooh, fair enough. But you don't.
So it's kind of like me just doing more work.
Squadron.
It's like me doing just more work for the same thing that I already do.
Ooh, I can see that. Fair enough.
Because the main thing I want, the only reason I want to do retreats,
I see,
is to travel for free.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. I know.
But I will still support you.
I know. Thank you.
In your endeavors, and if you need me,
that's
awesome. Will do some of the work.
No, that inspired me. I'll just do it. I know I have another teacher for free.
For free. Yeah, you heard it here.
Yep, right there.
You can play this.
Food and drink.
That's fair. Yeah.
And he will
fruit and drink. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So anyways, you want to close this out with anything else? I had some notes of some possible things, but you want to bring that? What? Yeah, that's about a half Rogan.
Is it? Half Rogan. We did it. Did you see Red Band got married?
No.
Yeah. You sure? Well, he got engaged over yesterday.
Oh.
Red Band is
that's not the same thing.
Former Rogan
podcast
host. and he's aged, I think, 1,000 years
1,000
from being on the
years.
podcast.
1,000 years.
He looks like Gandalf. He's gotten so old.
Have you seen what young Jamie looks like?
No, kind of.
Doesn't look like young Jamie.
He doesn't
tell
look
you.
young.
No,
I mean,
no.
he's in his 30s.
No.
What? He's in his 30s.
I think he's older than that.
I don't
Well,
think
he
he turned
has
40.
like a long gray,
No.
kind of like, he looks like a photographer from the 90s. Like he has like long gray ponytail. It's all hanging out the front. You know what I mean?
way.
Yeah.
Does he
Let me
really?
show you a picture of him.
No.
Because every once in a while you'll see him. I don't usually ever watch podcasts, but there's been a couple times where I have for some reason, and and he'll walk in front of the camera here or there. You know,
see
I'm
him,
like,
Jamie?
the fuck.
Gandalf.
He doesn't have a long gray beard. He just has a long gray ponytail. I'm literally typing in Jaime. How do you spell Jamie? Young Jamie.
Look that up, Jaime. Look up young Jamie, Jaime.
Young Jamie, J-R-E-J-E.
So I think we just lost our listeners because you said we're closing this out.
Okay, here he has an Instagram.
Does he? It's just young Jamie. I know Rogan.
Look, well, he's got a hat on that one. But look, he has a gray beard.
Does he?
Yeah.
No. Young Jamie is not as young as we thought.
I think he's in his 40s.
Look at young Jamie. I mean, I have a gray beard. I don't know what you're trying to say.
Well, but it looks great on you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there's a lot of his
to
Instagram.
keep
His
it fresh.
pictures are not him. What's up with this?
I hate when people do that. It's the only reason we're here is look at you. Who cares about your stupid friends or experiences?
He sounds so young. His voice when he chimes in is so young.
Yeah.
And honestly, whenever he chimes in,
Yeah.
it's always good.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Wow. His whole Instagram is just pictures of golf balls on the grass.
Whoa. Young Jamie.
What a
Come
boring
on,
Instagram.
buddy. Nobody cares about your
Ninja
balls.
Turtles. No. I mean, he must have a golf ball. Anyways, you know who doesn't care
He
about
loves
this?
golf.
People listening.
No, they don't. You're showing me.
The hard-hitting issues.
Are they going to pop up on our? Eventually, we'll have stuff pop up on our.
Dude, he's not
But
even on
This
his
is
Instagram.
wound into nothing.
Yo,
All right.
What am I? What
Love
am
you
I-
guys.
What am I looking at here? Look at that.
Oh my God, is that naked Bert Kreischer? Guys,
Oh, he's
thanks-
weighing in naked. Oh, we're
thanks
shining
for
out. Okay.
tuning in
Wow,
to the
yeah,
podcast.
dude, that was like you gave me like the
Yeah,
like the
red
Oscars
light.
speech.
I did.
Started playing the music.
Again.
I
Come
was
on.
really into this. All right. Go ahead. Play us out.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. All of the people that are editing this, the only people that have made it this far. But yeah, we're super excited about 2024, where we're going to do some potentially at least one trip outside of the country, perhaps.
Oh, we're talking about
the
retreats now.
with the retreats.
Oh, yeah, for sure we will.
And then we're going to do one inside the country that Nick will be teaching at for free. and and then we're going to have a bunch of amazing guests. And we got to manifest it. Let's hold on, please. Please. I know everyone signed off already, but let's do a little manifesting
I don't believe in that.
live in the recording.
Okay.
No, you don't have to. I don't believe in it either.
Okay.
Come on. Do you believe in ghosts?
I believe in ghosts more than I believe in manifesting.
Wrong. Ghosts aren't real. Manifesting's not real either, but it kind of is. Thoughts are things, and once it exists,
I believe in goals.
In goals. Okay.
That's real.
All right. So tell me your goals right now. Do you have to go right now, or can we keep going?
I got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right. In 2 minutes, what are your goals? What are your goals this year for? Yeah, just in general.
I'm gonna try to win West Coast trials. I'm gonna try. My goal is to try.
Awesome. Well, that's you just sign up. All you do is try, and it's easy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's scary.
Yeah. Well, yeah, okay. Still trying's easy. You're gonna win.
All right.
You're gonna place well.
Yeah. My goal is to place well. Yeah.
Okay.
The and then get Prism Plus off the ground the next few weeks here.
Amazing.
Move in the gym into the new spot.
Yes. When's that gonna happen?
February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
Very cool.
That's about it for professional goals.
Is there going to be a podcast studio in the gym?
No.
This is it. This is the spot, guys. Welcome.
Yeah, I wish. I tried to get a gym that had a good place for an office so we could do that, but no, yeah, it's here.
This is good. If you guys like this, stick around.
What are your goals?
Oh, I don't make
Manifest
goals.
it.
No, I don't make any goals.
Okay.
Anyway,
just to get me to work at your get free labor at your San Diego retreat.
that's right. That's right.
We'll do one. We'll do Mexico in the fall. We know how to do Mexico. Just stick to it.
Yeah. No, we should.
Yeah.
No, that would be super fun. No, I do have. I guess I have one goal is I have to get a course out. I would love to finish my breath fitness course that's going to revolve around jiu-jitsu. So
nice.
Breath jitsu. I even have it all laid out, 9 different steps, 9 different belts.
Mm-hmm.
I would encourage you guys to want to get a black belt in breath jitsu. And but the problem is I just keep learning more and keep sort of changing the curriculum.
That's great.
So it means a lot to me.
I don't think that's a problem though.
No, it's not. But I gotta go back. I hate, it's hard not to just continue to move forward because I love this stuff so much, and I would just keep learning more and more. So I'm really gonna document the process up to that. So yeah, it's gonna happen this year. This year, Breath Jitsu course is gonna be the first course that I do, first online course exclusively for jiu-jitsu practitioners. And let me tell you one thing before we go.
Mm-hmm. So
I realized that is my ultimate avatar or people that I like to help the best. So I don't get a lot of fulfillment out of doing online training, live online training.
Mm-hmm.
But I do if the person is a middle-aged or later-aged jiu-jitsu practitioner.
Nice.
I get a ton.
Because they're going to go and apply it to something.
Right? Like if they think about me when they're smashing some young buck. One of my latest students is 67 in Texas. And dude, shout out to him. And he's going to use this stuff to do even better. He's a purple belt, which is he's even kind of older, but he's about 180 pounds. And he said, he lays the smash down on some dudes, and but he gets kind of exhausted and stuff. And what I can help people the most with is energy levels, mood, recovery, all these great things that breathwork can do. So I'm doing that with him, and then I've really found my niche. I think I always knew it, but I just didn't think that it was big enough. But I'm super excited to just not give a shit if it's big enough. Mm-hmm. Everyone else can do it, and this is what fulfills me. If we're doing online.
With the internet out there's no niche too small.
Yeah, that's, and I don't know, in regardless even, we've got to fulfill ourselves. And so this is what fulfills me. And I'm happy to help people that are getting tired on the mat. Old dudes that are getting tired on the mat. I have the answer for you. Swear to God. And it doesn't take long. And it's a technique. It's not something you have to practice. And just test it out and prove me wrong.
Nice. What we need to do is we need to do your breath jitsu course at the school and film it and get that on your thing. Thank you. Yeah, I got that's it. 9 modules, 9 steps. We could do it. It'd be awesome. Nice. Appreciate you. All right. What's the name of our podcast? I forgot. We've changed it so many times. Post Rolls. Post Rolls. It's not the Jiu Jitsu Post Rolls podcast. Post Rolls Jiu Jitsu podcast. I talked about that while you were in the bathroom. Nice. It'll be on YouTube, Spotify, and the like. Nick Angeloni 155 probably on all social media platforms. Miles Lucas Breath.fitness. That's it, baby. Thank you. Find us. Pay us. Pay up for this important knowledge that we're dropping on you guys. Thank you if you stuck around this long. Yeah. You don't know how much it means to us. Yeah. All right. Peace. Cheers.